we're almost done then. What we need to do now is just a little bit of final tidying up and polishing to make sure that this all works. So as we said, the run isn't really starting at the right time, and there's a reason for this. So if we go to Rob BP and we go to our character movement section, what we're looking for is the max walk speed. This is how fast he can go, and it's currently set to 600, which means that at max speed we're moving at 600. Now that's fine. If we now go to our animation blueprint, specifically the blend space is what we're looking for, this axis only goes up to 100, which means that when the speed reaches 100, which is only 1/6 of full speed, it's already breaking into a run. So what we need to do is change this maximum axis value to 600, like so. And we'll just save that, and we're just going to duck that over here. Whenever you change, so if you want the character to move faster, so let's say we want to change that to 1200, then that's fine, but what you'll need to do is also go in and change this axis value as well. So now if we just make sure that everything is saved, it is, and we play. Now, if we move, let me just click in this window, move, so I'm just using my analog stick, you can see that as he's getting faster, it's taking him longer to break into the full run, and that just matches up a lot better. So if you want to test this, just make sure that you've got an analog stick, and it just means that there's less sliding of the feet along the floor. So that's that pretty good. I want to make one more change in the blend space. So in fact, I'll just show you why I'm making the change first. If we just go back into here, so as he walks very, very slowly, because of the way that we've put the blend space together, it kind of looks like he's got a limp, because the idol's got his foot quite far back. Even when he starts to break into what you see, it still looks like he's hurt himself. So we're going to try and alleviate some of that. I'm not going to try and get rid of it completely, but I'll get rid of a lot of it. And it's actually, if we go into these blend samples, the walk is currently snapping to the grid. If we turn that off, we can tell it exactly where we want that to happen. So it's currently happening at a speed of 120, and we can bring that down. So let's say that when we get to a speed of 10, and you'll see that that is now much closer together, it should have broken into a full walk by then. So let's save that, and we'll just give that a little test. So there will probably still be a hint of a limp, but he should get out of that pretty quickly. There you go. So now I'm walking at about the same speed and the limp's already gone. So it won't go away completely. If you really just feather the analog stick, it can still be found, but it won't stick around for as long. And you can even play with those values even more to change that further if you so desire. Okay, that's one fix done anyway. What we're also going to do is add a double jump, just because I can and I like a double jump. So let's go into our blueprint, and we change this in class defaults. There are lots of things that you can change. I'm just going to change the max jump count from 1 to 2. Pretty straightforward. Let's give that a little test. So jump, once, jump, jump. There is now a double jump. Yeah! Now if we weren't doing this as a super fast, or as fast as I can make it course, I'd have done a slightly different animation to indicate that the second jump's happening. The other thing that I don't particularly like about the defaults is the jumps are too floaty for me. I like them to feel snappier, and also it's just not high enough. I can't even get up there. Oh, I can. I can only just get up there, but I can't get up here. So let's make some more changes to this jump. So we're going to go to the character movement component, and we're going to make some changes. So I want him to come down faster. In order to do that, I'm going to raise the gravity scale from 1 to 6. Now if we just made that change, it would, like, his jump would be even worse. So what we also need to do is go to, where's jump? So in the character movement jumping falling section, we're going to change the jump Z velocity to 2000. So to offset the fact that gravity is now stronger, the jump's also going to be stronger, and it will just make everything feel snappier as a result. So let's just compile that, and we'll give that a cheeky little test. So let's try this now. So jump, yep, so he goes up and down much quicker. Jump, jump. So I prefer this. You can obviously tweak this to whatever your preference is, but I like that it feels like something's happening immediately, and you can get down quicker. I find it easier to line up. One other thing that I will change though about the jump is because this is meant to be a platforming character, you also want to be able to control them in the air, and that's this air control thing here. So if I just change that to 0.9, I'll compile that again and test one more time. Now, once I'm in the air, I can kind of change my mind a little bit. Like that. Which can be much better because it means that now if I'm about to miss a platform, I've got a way of correcting it in midair. So, that's the jump pretty much done with. There's one more thing that I want to look at. So if we just run into the wall, he buries his face quite far into it. And that's because the capsule's a little bit too thin for the character. So I'll make one final change. If we go to the capsule, which should be this here, I'll just go into the viewport. So select the capsule, and this has a radius. So the radius is set by default to 34. I find that if I set it to 50 for this character, it'll stop him from going as far into the wall. So let's now compile and play. And now if we just run him headfirst into the wall, that feels much better. Now, like, he can just about get his face in the wall, but it's not as offensively bad. So there we go. That just feels better. You can see his feet look like they're just about contacting the floor. I think I need to just raise that capsule a little bit. So, or rather drop the character a little bit. Just do a couple, compile, play. Let's see if we can get him up on a platform to see if that's working. Yeah, that's now contacting the floor pretty well. So, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to call that an overwhelming success. So what you've done with me over the duration of this course is literally everything that is required to set up a character for use in Unreal Engine 4. You have modelled it, you've UV mapped, kind of, you've textured, you've rigged it, you've animated it, you've exported, imported, you've done the logic, you've set up the blend space, you've done the blueprints, and you've also tweaked it to your liking. That, I think, can only be considered a success. So, well done for finishing the course. I'm able to continue making these videos thanks to the ongoing support of my amazing Patreon community. If you'd also like to support Game Dev Academy via Patreon, then check out the link in the description below. Thank you.